Hi and welcome to the Tristan channel, and with a new Flash movie coming out, I thought I'd do a video on one of my favourite DC characters, and sadly who won't be, as far as we know, in the Flash movie 2022, and that is Barry's nemesis Eobard Thawne, aka OG Zoom, aka the Reverse Flash. In this video I'll be covering the Arrowverse Reverse Flash. If you haven't seen my video on his comic book origin, then look in the description below, there's a link to that video there. Professor Eobard Thawne was born in 2151, also known as the Reverse Flash. He is a metahuman speedster from the 22nd century, a descendant of the late Eddie Thawne, a time criminal and the arch-enemy of Barry Allen, the Flash. Obsessed with the 21st century's Flash, Eobard recreated the accident that was behind the Flash's powers, becoming a speedster himself. However, after his very first trip back in time, Eobard learnt that he was destined to become the Flash's arch-enemy, and grew to despise the hero, attempting to prove his superiority as the Reverse Flash, and become the opposite of his former idol. This included creating his own variation of the Speed Force using negative energy and emotions, which he used to travel through time without the Flash being able to detect him. Since then, the two speedsters battled each other for many years, but neither of them were strong or fast enough to defeat the other. After learning the Flash's secret identity, Eobard travelled back in time to kill Barry as a child, to erase his foe from existence, but was thwarted by the Flash of 2024, who brought the younger Barry to safety. The enraged Thawne then killed Nora Allen and framed Henry Allen for the crime, instead being known as the Man in Yellow after the incident. However, Eobard's connection to the Speed Force began fluctuating, trapping him in an early 21st century. Realising Barry was the only way to return to his time, Thawne killed Dr. Harrison Wells in order to assume his identity as the director of Star Labs and to push through for the creation of a particle accelerator to ensure that Barry would become the Flash, albeit earlier than the original timeline. Posing as Wells, Thawne mentored the Flash and became the leader of a team he assembled to stop metahuman threats, to increase his protege's speed so that Eobard could use the hero's connection to the Speed Force to return to his own time. After his plan was exposed and subsequently foiled, Eobard was erased from existence after his ancestor Eddie Thawne killed himself to stop him, albeit in later seasons he was using the negative Speed Force, and so just like the comics we could guess he would return. 1 year after Eobard Thawne was erased from existence, Barry prevented Thawne from murdering Nora, creating Flashpoint, and holding him captive for months. After realising this mistake, Barry released Eobard, allowing him to kill Nora again. As a result of being pulled out of the timeline, Eobard was spared from his fate and continued to exist as a time remnant, while his original actions remain intact. Due to his own nullified state of existence, he was hunted by the Black Flash, who used to be Hunter Zolomon, aka Zoom from Earth 2, forcing him to seek out the Spear of Destiny in order to restore his natural existence. Unable to find the object and outrun the Enforcer at the same time, Thawne formed a supervillain alliance. Eobard and his co-conspirators eventually retrieved the Spear of Destiny, in which they used to rewrite reality to their whims. Despite initially succeeding, his plan was foiled by the legends, depowering the object, and Eobard Thawne was killed and erased by the Black Flash, being restored to the timeline and his original events as Wells. Later, Eobard Thawne mysteriously resurfaced as an ally of the new Reichsman of Earth X, an Earth where the Nazis won the war. He originally tried to carry out the Führer's request to perform heart surgery on Overgirl. However, when the Reichsman defeat eventually became inevitable, he abandoned his allies to their deaths at the hands of Team Flash, Team Arrow, the Legends, and Supergirl. In 2034, Eobard was incarcerated in the meta-human wing of Iron Heights, where his powers were negated by Cicada's dagger. In 2049, he began mentoring Nora West Allen, the daughter of the Flash, claiming to be working towards a less villainous legacy, as he was scheduled for execution. However, the real reason he mentored Nora in travelling to the past was to destroy the dagger and free him. After the dagger was destroyed, Eobard was freed moments before his execution. He briefly fought Nora and Barry before Nora began to be erased from existence. After the two ran away to enter the Negative Speed Force at Eobard's fervent suggestion, Thawne made his escape. Despite Eobard's promise to his nemesis, they would see him in the Crisis. Reverse Flash was completely absent in the new timeline due to his own manipulations. Unknowingly or intentionally is unknown, erasing the new timeline where the event involving the two rivals changed. Following the Anti-Monitor Crisis and the creation of the new multiverse, Eobard's spirit joined the other Harrison Wells of the old multiverse in being fused to the brainwaves of Harrison Nash Wells, the last surviving Wells. As Eobard's body was a copy of Earth 1 Harrison Wells, it gave him an easier access to possessing Nash, as a spectre was composed of negative particles and emotions. His hatred for everyone became so extreme that he even tried to kill Cisco, despite how he thought of him as a son. And he explained how he wanted to brutally kill Barry and Team Flash. However, Nash was freed by Barry, Cisco, and Cecile Horton as Eobard's consciousness was expelled from Nash's body as negative tachyons. Months later, to aid Barry in stopping August Hart, aka Godspeed, Barry had the Speed Force resurrect Eobard to help against Hart. After defeating Hart and seeing that Barry's speed was too great for him, Eobard retreated to fight another day. Even it makes sense to use Matt Letcher for future appearances, Tom Cavanagh does a sterling job, and to be fair, I can understand why he wears Harrison Wells' face to continue to torment Barry. It'll be interesting to see his future development in the future episodes. And to be fair, it has to come full circle when the Flash comes to an end. The tragedy of this form, though, is he always wanted to be better than the Flash. Yet ironically he is, because in this timeline he created the Flash. If it wasn't for him, there would be no Flash, despite his motives in season 1. His purpose too is to bring the best out of Barry as his opposite, just as Barry to him, a yin and yang of speedsters. And I hope he either receives the redemption in this time round, or a peaceful end like in the comics. Anyway, I hope you liked the video. Let me know your thoughts on the CW Reverse Flash and how you think his story arc should end. Do you prefer Tom Cavanagh, or want Matt Letcher back to return? Or maybe have Thawne wear a new face and have Teddy Sears play his interpretation of Reverse Flash. I think they could also use Ted Sears to play Thawne in a Flash movie. There's a thought. So anyway, until next time folks, take care and be well.